I want to describe a moment, and I want you to tell me if you have been there. You're standing at the counter, waiting for service. You've been there for about 5 minutes. You're holding your wallet. You're ready. A young woman walks up next to you. She hasn't been waiting. She just got there. The clerk looks up, looks right past you, smiles at her and says, "Can I help you?" And in that split second, you feel it. It's not just annoyance. It's a shock. You want to wave your hands and scream, "Hello, I'm standing right here. Am I a ghost? Do I not exist?" Welcome to the Invisibility Cloak. Somewhere around 45 or 50, many of us feel like society hands us this cloak without asking. One day we're seen, admired, and maybe catcalled. And the next day you became part of the furniture. It hurts. And the worst part is we feel guilty for admitting that it hurts. We tell ourselves, "I shouldn't care about attention. That's vanity. I'm a grown woman." But today I'm giving you permission to care, because feeling invisible isn't about vanity. It's about relevance. It's about connection. It is about respect. Did you know that on this show, we talk about the reality of midlife, not the Hallmark version? In this episode, we are going to rip off that invisibility cloak. I'm going to explain exactly why this happens, and it's not in your head. And I'm going to give you my 3-step invisibility toolkit to make sure you'll never feel like a ghost in your life again. First, let's do a reality check. You are not imagining this. Psychologists and sociologists actually have a term for this. It is called gendered ageism. Here's the brutal truth about how our culture operates. For men, aging is often seen as an upgrade. They are distinguished. They get silver fox status. Their wrinkles are seen as signs of wisdom and authority. When a man walks into a boardroom at 60, people assume he is the boss. For a woman, our culture values have historically been tied to 2 things: fertility and beauty. When we are young, society stares at us. We are marketed to. We are the main character. But biology changes. Menopause hits. We can no longer have children, and our skin changes. And because our shallow culture doesn't know what to do with a woman who isn't a mother or a maiden, it simply looks away. If you watched movies or TV shows, look at the background extras. You will see young women everywhere. You will see older men, but women over the age of 50, unless they're playing a grumpy grandma or a witch, they're missing. So when you feel ignored by that clerk or being overlooked in a meeting, it is not because you're boring. It is not because you aren't worthy. It is because you are living in a culture that literally has a blind spot for the most powerful demographic on earth, the wise women. I need you to hear this. Their blindness is not your defect. Just because they don't see you doesn't mean you aren't there. But, and this is the hard part, we sometimes help them ignore us. There is an external reason, society, but there is also an internal reason. And this is the one we can't control. I call this the shrinkage habit. Think about the last 20, 30 years of your life. If you were raising kids or climbing the corporate ladder or managing a household, you were probably trained to be the peacemaker. You learned to make sure everyone else is fed before you sit down. Quiet your voice so that you don't seem bossy. Make yourself small so you don't take up too much space in the room. We've spent decades putting everyone else in the spotlight. Look at my kid. Look at my husband's promotion. Look at this meal I made. We've got so good at being the stage crew that we forgot how to be the leading actor. Now in our 50s, the kids might be gone. The job might be changing. The spotlight is available, but we are still standing in the shadows out of habit. We dress to hide the belly. I talked about belly fat a few episodes back, and I will make sure to include a link for you. We stop wearing bright colors because it's too much. We stop speaking up in meetings because young people know more about technology. We are collaborating with our own invisibility, and that needs to stop today. Something feels a little different. Did you notice something different? Well, I just changed. I put on a bright red shirt, put some lipstick on or lip stain, and put a little bit of mascara. Why? Because I wanted to interrupt your patterns. For the first half of this video, I was blending in. Now I'm demanding your eyes. This is the first rule of visibility. You have to signal that you want to be seen. You cannot wait for the world to come and find you in the dark. You have to turn on the light. Let's get into the practical details. Here is my visibility toolkit. 3 tiny changes you can make tomorrow to help the world know you are present. Strategy number 1, take up space. I want you to check your body right now. If you're watching this, are your legs crossed tight? Are your arms folded together across your chest? Are your shoulders hunched over? You are physically shrinking. Body language experts tells us that when we feel insecure, we protect our vital organs. We curl in. When you walk into a room or a restaurant or a party, I want you to uncross, stand tall, put your feet width hip apart, put your hands on the table, not on your laps. When you physically occupy more space, your brain sends a signal to the room, I belong here. It feels awkward at first. You will feel like you are manspreading, but do it anyways. Strategy number 2, the apology audit. We apologize for existing. Sorry, can I just ask? Sorry to bother you. I'm probably wrong, but stop it. Every time you say sorry, you haven't done anything wrong. You are telling the other person, I am less important than you. Try this. Instead of sorry, I'm late, say, thank you for waiting. Instead of sorry to bother you, say, do you have a minute? Instead of does this make sense, say, what are your thoughts on that? Keep your sentence declarative. Drop the question mark at the end of your statements. Strategy number 3, the conversational piece. In our 50s, we often fall into the uniform of invisibility. Beige, black, gray, comfy, safe, invisible. I challenge you to wear one thing every day that invites a comment. It doesn't have to be expensive. It could be a funky pair of glasses, a bright scarf, a vintage brooch, a pair of shoes in a color you love. When you wear something distinctive, you give people a hook to engage with you. It gives the clerk something to say, oh, I love those glasses. And suddenly the walls break. You are talking. You are seeing. This isn't about looking younger. It is about looking like you. It's about signaling, I am still creating myself. I am still interesting. I want to leave you with this final thought. Invisibility feels like a curse, but it can also be a superpower. When you stop being the object of everyone else's gaze, when you stop worrying about being pretty for society, you get to decide who you want to be. You are no longer the painting on the wall. You are the artist holding the brush. The world needs your wisdom. It needs your experience. It needs your voice. Don't deprive us of that hiding in the corner. I see you, and I want you to see yourself. Challenge for the week. I want you to go outside, take up space, walk into a room like you own it, and then come back in the comments and tell me, how did it feel? If you enjoyed this, you will love this video here, where I talk to Allison Brune about becoming your own personal stylist. It's the perfect next step for your conversation piece. You can also find the links below in the show notes. If you would like to learn more about today's topic, please visit createthebestme.com/EP155. If this episode helped you, do me a quick favor. Like, subscribe, and share it with a friend who needs to get rid of their invisibility cloak. Come back next week for another amazing episode created just for you. Until then, keep dreaming big, take care of yourself, and remember, you are worthy to be seen. So go out there, take up space, and become the best version of yourself. Thank you for watching. Catch you next week. Bye for now.